We don't look good. This is our president. He has to be the freshest, the flyest planes, the best factories, and we have to make our core be empowered. We have to bring jobs into America. I don't answer questions in simple sound bites. You are tasting a fine wine. It has multiple notes to it. The liberal will try to control a black person through the concept of racism because they know that we are very proud, emotional people. So when I said I like Trump to like someone that's liberal, they'll say, oh, but he's racist. You think racism can control me? Oh, that don't stop me. That's an invisible wall. Would you build a trap door that if you mess up and you accidentally something happens, you fall and you end up next to the Unabomber? Let me give this guy a hug right here. I love this guy right here. Yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Royal Express News. My name is Kaylee, and I'll bring you the latest updates on today. After shocking rant on Saturday Night Live, Kanye West once again surprised the whole world with a wondering and obscenity-laden 10-minute speech, in which remarkable scenes have been played in the previous introduction. West also said that the lack of male energy prompted him to support Trump for president rather than Hillary Clinton. The campaign I'm with her just didn't make me feel as a guy that didn't get to see my dad all the time, like a guy that could play catch with his son. There have been controversial discussions on this topic. Currently, we are on the phone having a discussion with Don Lemon, a very famous anchor with Hot series Tonight with Don Lemon. Don, what is your opinion on this?
Listen, I have no animosity for Kanye West. I'm just going to be honest, and I may get in a lot of trouble for it. I actually feel bad for him. What I saw was a minstrel show today.
And it's that was headed to war. That was headed to war.
Yeah, I mean, to me it seemed like that close.
Yep, it was so close. I spoke to President Obama. I will tell you that was headed to war. And now it's going to be, I believe it's going to work out very well.
And stop the war.
We really stopped the war. We saved millions of lives. You know, Seoul has 30 million people. You don't realize how big. 30 million people right near the border, 30 miles off the border. Yeah. Millions of people would have been killed. And I will say Chairman Kim has been really good, and we made a lot of progress. That's nice that you say that because that's a big thing. These folks were covering North Korea, I think not very promisingly. There were a lot of problems. President Obama said that was his biggest problem. And I don't see anything solved.
One solved one of his biggest problems.
Yeah,
we solved one of the biggest problems.
Yeah, it was a big solving, and not solved yet, but I think we're on the way.
We know we did with some.
Yeah, we're well on our way.
You know what I mean, too.
In a short period of time, Jim. Very short period of time. You know, I left Singapore 3 months ago. And we've made a lot of progress, so it's very good. Hey, look, that's one of many things. But I appreciate everything with you. I tell you what, Kim was in. Mrs. Johnson, we got her out. She was very unfairly treated. Mm-hmm. And there are many other people like that.
We have Larry Hoover's lawyer with us today, and it's a prisoner that we're focused on. He has 6 life sentences, and they have him next to the Unabomber doing 23 and 1.
What did he do, Larry? What happened? What did he do?
Why is he in?
Yes, tell me. Tell us the story.
Allegedly, it's for conspiracy from state prison. It's alleged. But we do believe, even if he did commit those crimes, the sentence was overly broad into...
what was the sentence?
6 consecutive life sentences in the most secure prison in the world, also known as clean version of hell, for basically an economic crime.
What prison is that?
ADX Supermax in Florence, Colorado. They house the Unabomber, Al-Qaeda operatives, mass killers, Oklahoma City bomber, things of that nature.
How old is he? How old?
68.
He's 68 years old?
Yeah, 68 years old.
And really the reason why they imprisoned him is because he started doing positive for the community. He started showing that he actually had power, that he wasn't just one of a monolithic voice, but he could wrap people around. So there's theories that there's infinite amounts of universe and there's alternate universe. So it's very important for me to get Hoover out, because in an alternate universe, I am him. And I have to go and get him free because he was doing positive inside of Chicago, just like how I'm moving back to Chicago. And it's not just about, you know, getting on stage and being an entertainer and having a monolithic voice that's forced to be a specific party. You know, people expect that if you're black, you have to be Democrat. I've had conversations that basically said that welfare is the reason why a lot of black people end up being Democrat. They say, you know, first of all, it's a limit to amount of jobs. So the fathers lose the jobs and they say, we'll give you more money for having more kids in your home. And then we got rid of the mental health institutes in the 80s and the 90s, and the prison rates just shot up. And now you have Chirac, what people call Chirac, which is actually our murder rate is going down by 20% every year. I just talked to the superintendent, met with Michael Sachs, that's Rom's right-hand man. So I think it's the bravery that helps you beat this game called life. You know, they tried to scare me to not wear this hat, my own friends, but this hat, it gives me power in a way. You know, my dad and my mom separated, so I didn't have a lot of male energy in my home. And also, I'm married to a family that, you know, not a lot of male energy going on. It's beautiful though, but there's times where, you know, it's something about.
What about you two, David and Gloria? Do you share the same opinions with Don?
Okay, so I think Don is on to something, Wolf, and I just want to focus on one little piece of what Don said, because there's one data point I just want to drill down on, and that is this. Look, Don said, if Kanye West wants to be conservative, he can be. There is absolutely a robust discussion being had, has been had, will continue to be had in the African American community about political ideology. There is not a monolith in the black community. But a lot of what you hear Kanye West saying today and what he has said recently is about critiquing President Obama. I want to point to one number, because this is always pointed to by Kanye and other people around him, about black unemployment. The unemployment rate for African Americans went down from 7.8 to 6% under Trump. That's good. Trump should brag about that. But under President Obama, the only African-American president, it went from 12.7 to 7.8, almost a 5 percentage point drop. So if there's a discussion to be had about what Republicans or Democrats or African-Americans or white politicians are doing for black people, let's have it, but let's not have it on the basis of bogus information.
I want to add to something that Don said and agree with him about the president using Kanye. He thinks the president thinks he's boosting his popularity with African Americans. We haven't seen that. And he thinks he's good for him. But he sat there and smiled the entire time. He was clearly uncomfortable. But when Kanye dropped the F-bomb and all the rest, he didn't do anything about it. He didn't say, stop. This is the Oval Office. We don't do that in the Oval Office. And this also happened on a day when you had thousands of people losing their homes in Florida.
Thank you, Gloria.
And instead, the president is sitting and meeting with Kanye West because it makes him look good. I know they're supposed to discuss criminal justice reform, et cetera, but it was like watching a train wreck, because it was, and the president just sat there. I remember when presidents used to say, you know what, you need to put on your jacket to go into the Oval Office.
So we need to stop putting people like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. And again, no shade to Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian helped to get one person free. This is not some comprehensive overhaul of the criminal justice system. This president loves celebrities, and so that helped. But Kim Kardashian brought no experts in that I know of, no one who knows about criminal justice reform, no one who can overhaul the system, nothing. She sat there, another celebrity with another celebrity at another time in an former administration, we would have criticized this and said that he was disparaging the office. So let's not pretend. We should stop putting Kanye West and Kim Kardashian on the same plane as Jamal Khashoggi, who deserves much more coverage today than Kanye West, and the people who are down in Florida and in the Panhandle who are dealing with a devastating storm. We should be focusing on them instead of Kanye West in the Oval Office that nobody cares about, and he has no credence and no credibility in the black community on these issues.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the duration of today's program. Thank you for watching.